These Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks will save us.
Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks. Try our new flavors.
The nobility of work. The value of dust, sweat, and blood. The markings of those who aspire to achieve greatness. They represent more than the traits of those we admire. They represent the soul, guts, glory, Ram.
They've come from all over.
We're football players.
Mom.
Cops from Massachusetts.
NYC.
Kansas.
To the edge of the earth.
We're in the Sahara, yo.
Starting Thursday, June 23rd, 13 teams will attempt the impossible.
Guys, I'm not looking down.
From Mark Burnett, executive producer of Survivor,
It'd be humiliating to lose to a blind guy.
comes the most epic competition ever.
This is crazy.
ABC's Expedition Impossible premieres Thursday, June 23rd on ABC.
Thanks to the venture card from Capital One, we get double miles on every purchase. So me and the boys earned a trip to DC twice as fast.
Oh, hi. We get double miles every time we use our card.
And since double miles add up fast, one more chariot, please. We can bring the whole gang.
I cannot tell a lie. He did it.
It's hard to beat double miles. Read my lips. No new access.
Get the venture card from Capital One, Money Magazine's best rewards card if you aim to rack up airline miles.
What's in your wallet? So you're a Democrat, right?
Here's to the pursuit. The pursuit of better. Faster. Cleaner. Funner. Here's to the pursuit of advancements that help make new engines possible. And dreams a reality. Here's to the pursuit of another 100 years of earning America's trust. Not just oil. Pennzoil.
No, Mike Ham, Sherry Kemp with you here, and we're talking about Game 2 of the NBA Finals. LeBron James, the triplet at 24 in Game number 1. It's the Heat and Mavericks. Game 2 is being played over on ABC. And speaking of the Heat, the former big man who actually won a title with Miami, Shaquille O'Neal, his retirement news conference. Yes, we will have it for you at ESPN, 1 Eastern Time tomorrow on SportsCenter. We're getting you ready for a huge matchup of the College World Series. It's Missouri matching up against Florida. Sherry's got a closer examination of the game.
At Dairy Queen, we don't stop at good enough.
We don't just give you a bacon cheese grill burger. We also give you a famous DQ shake for just $3.99.
And this isn't just a Falcon. This is a rock and roll Falcon.
It's good to be back in Boston, yeah.
There's only 2 things I love more than herding cattle. And that's beans and sports. And thanks to the Watch ESPN app, I'm always connected to live games and my favorite ESPN shows. The only predicament is deciding what to put on the big boy. Van Gundy!
The new Watch ESPN app. The ESPN network's live on your phone and tablet.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Moving? Call, pack, kick back. That's all it takes to move your DirecTV. One call before moving, pack your receiver, and we do the rest. Just call, pack, kick back, and ask about free months of HBO and Cinemax, or Stars and Showtime, plus our special equipment upgrade offer. So make your move easy. Call DirecTV.
Whew, I need a break from programming all these car insurance discounts online.
I'm dishing out discounts all day. Doesn't the insurance website do most of your work? Boo! Safe driver discount. Boo! Homeowner discount. Bing! Multi-car discount.
This is Zap. Everyone has your online dating profile.
Huh?
You DJ on the weekends?
Tons of discounts. See for yourself at Esurance. Technology when you want it, people when you don't.
Period.
Oh, Mike Am and Sherry Kempf with you here. And earlier today, it was Oklahoma matched up against Arizona State. We showed it to you here on ESPN2. Bottom four still scoreless until Mandy Erfurt goes right up the middle. Sun Devils up 2-0 here, Sherry. Timely hitting.
And they really took advantage of the rally that Rick had started for them with the walk and hit batter.
Top five here. Haley Nix to center field. Off the wall it goes. All of a sudden we got a little more offense in this game. First 4 innings or so, it was a pitcher's duel that started to change. Bottom five, Caitlin Boyd showing some power.
I think it was so important for Oklahoma to answer, and then Caitlin Boyd just took the wind right out of their sails with that home run.
And in the 6th, Brittany Williams lines out, and all of a sudden you got a double play that ends at Arizona State. They win it 3-1. They have yet to lose so far in the postseason. They have been dominant so far, and they will actually be matching up against the winner of Missouri and Florida. That game coming up in just a matter of moments here. Certainly the pitchers' duel between these two teams is really impressive, especially when you take a look at the comparison on those side-to-side numbers.
And you see that a little bit surprising, the starter for Florida is Brombacher. She has 96 wins in her career, though, so she definitely deserves this. She has had a little struggle with injuries this year. On the other side, Chelsea Thomas, part of the reason for the lowest ERA in the country being with Mizzou. Now, she will have her work cut out for her. This is the most powerful team in college softball. They lead the nation in home runs per game and overall home runs, and also they're second in scoring. So I think Chelsea Thomas and Mizzou are in a tough place in this bracket. They have to play first Florida. If they win, they play Arizona State. If she can get past those 2 games, I say Mizzou wins the whole thing.
Real quick here, though, Tigers, they do have some offensive punch in Rhea Taylor. What makes her so dangerous?
Rhea Taylor is a triple threat. She is only the 16th person in NCAA history to hit 300 hits, 200 runs, and 100 stolen bases. Her next run, she will set the Big 12 scoring record.
So we got a speedster who can get on base. You got to like that. It's going to be a big game, Missouri and Florida, and it's coming up next here on ESPN2.
Now we're hitting the road with the Pro Glide Challenge. Yo, my friend, come on down here. What do you think about that Pro Glide?
Yeah, this is great.
Feels good on my sensitive skin.
I don't feel like I'm shaving.
Fusion Pro Glide is engineered with Gillette's thinnest blades ever.
It feels like it's doing the work for me.
So it glides for less tug and pull. It was smooth.
This was fantastic.
I'm having way too much fun with this razor.
Turn shaving into gliding with Fusion Pro Glide.
I'm a believer.
Yeah! Gillette Fusion Pro Glide.
And so the conversation turned.
Matchups like Kyle Busch and Justin Allgaier, Carl Edwards and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., or Brad Keselowski and Danica Patrick, there's more on the line than a championship. This is about the future of the sport. This is where rookies prove they've got it, and veterans hope they still do. This is today, trading paint with tomorrow. It's anyone's race. The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Chicago. Coverage begins Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Finally, the place they've been searching for, Staples. The one place that makes it easy to buy a new laptop. Or get one fixed. With highly trained tech experts, Staples makes troubleshooting and repairing technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Distracted driving. It accounts for 25% of car crashes. Music, cell phones, food, the list goes on.
This is why safe driving is so important.
Correct.
And it's why the best agents
help safe drivers get a lower rate.
Oh, exactly.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
She's already hit a home run tonight and sends that one to center. And Megan Langenfeld wins it in the bottom of the 8th for UCLA. Something's got to give tonight at the Women's College World Series as power collides with power. The Florida Gators have the booming bats leading the country in home runs this year, while Missouri's got some good sticks of their own and the mystifying arm of Chelsea Thomas. The Gators and the Tigers coming up.
For 30 years, the best softball players in the country have come to play for the national title.
The Oklahoma Sooners, the Michigan Wolverines, the Bulldogs are national champions.
This year, history will be made again. And what these teams have to decide is if they'll be watching it happen or making it themselves. The 2011 Women's College World Series. History starts now.
Welcome to the 2011 Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. It's the nightcap of our 4 today on opening day at the Women's College World Series. And we've saved the 4-5 matchup for you. It's Florida and Missouri. The winner to face top-seeded Arizona State tomorrow night. Already today, a couple of pitching duels this afternoon. Baylor and Alabama were winners over Cal and Oklahoma State. So it's Baylor and Bama tomorrow night. And then just moments ago, Arizona State, a 3-1 winner over Oklahoma. They are in the winner's bracket to face either Missouri or Florida. And welcome back to Hall of Fame Stadium. I'm Beth Mowens along with Olympic gold medalist Jessica Mendoza. And Jessica, tonight's keyword is power. You've got the power pitcher, Chelsea Thomas, and the power at the plate for the Gators with all their home run hitters. And let's start out with Thomas and what she does so well.
Chelsea Thomas is the best pitcher in the country, I believe. Why? She throws the ball so hard. That's where the power comes from, the low 70s. But she also has a drop ball that can drop off a table. And if that isn't up, that combination, she has a changeup that you can't pick. That's very difficult and 10 to 15 miles an hour slower than her faster stuff. That's what makes her so good.
And the challenge for her today will be trying to quiet the booming bats for Florida. Everyone in their lineup from 1 to 9 has hit a home run this year, and in particular, right in the heart of that order, very dangerous.
Yes, you have Kelsey Bruder, Megan Bush, and Brittany Schutte. 3 very different hitters with one thing in common. So powerful. They lead the team in home runs, but they also have 3 very different approaches. The best thing that I like about them is it takes the pressure off of just one hitter. If one of them isn't getting it done, anyone else in this lineup can step up.
And Holly Ronow has more on how the Gators are going to double team opponents in the circle.
Well, when we spoke with Gator coach Tim Walton, he said, for our hitters to have a chance tonight, our pitchers have to keep us in the game. He said, we can't win with just Stephanie Brombacher. We can't win with just Hannah Rogers. We'll have to win with both Stephanie and Hannah. I promise you'll see them both tonight. I just checked in with Stephanie before the game and asked her if they both had bullpens, and she said, yes, we're both ready. We always both stay ready. They've both thrown a full warm-up. And when I asked them if they were ready at what they'd been doing all day, they've been back home watching games. Hannah said, I laid in bed all day and watched some softball. They're ready to go tonight. They've been waiting too long to get their turn, and they are ready to go.
And the senior will start things out in the circle. Will be Brombacher that will get the ball tonight for the Gators. How about the Capital One starting lineup for the Missouri Tigers?
Well, and it leads it off for Missouri with Rhea Taylor. She's so powerful because she does so many different things, but she's that flashy hitter that Missouri needs to get them ignited.
One of 4 left-handers at the top of this order. Following Rhea Taylor will be Jenna Marston, their shortstop. And then it's the third baseman, Nicole Hudson. In the 4th spot, their first baseman, Ashley Fleming. Playing first base today and hitting 5th will be Catherine Lee. The designated player is Marla Schweisberger. In the 7 spot tonight, left fielder Lisa Simmons. Next up is the catcher Megan Christopher. And in the 9 spot, their second baseman Abby Vach. In the circle for the Gators, the right-hander from Pembroke Pines, Florida. She's 19-2 on the season, has won 90% of her starts over the course of her 4-year career.
Brombacher had an injury earlier in the season because of that she lost a lot of velocity. So the scouting report on Stephanie Brombacher is that she really needs to spin the ball well, and location is going to be so key for her. Again, not the velocity, but her placement. That is what she does so well.
Brombacher, who continues to play with a torn bicep. And one of the adjustments she has had to make is to simply live with the mistakes and move on. A lot of things she had much better control of and much more speed with her pitches early in her career and early this season. And really the story on Brombacher is I'm going to do whatever it takes to try and get my team its first national championship. And that is the intent for Rhea Taylor as well. The all Big 12 performer. I don't think you would get much of an argument from the folks in Columbia if you called Rhea the best player in Missouri history. She's tops all time in batting average, hits, stolen bases, and runs scored. 0-2 pitch. There's a foul into the screen.
And Beth, what I love watching about Rhea Taylor, and there's a lot of things that she does well, but I love watching her run. The way that she runs the bases, gets down the line, she's so fast. And there's just an appreciation for softball. We talk a lot of power hitting, especially with Florida, but true softball, classic softball is about putting the ball in play and getting down the line. Rhea Taylor does it the best.
And look at that, hitting .500 in the postseason with 9 stolen bases. Pops it up to third. Casey Fagan, one of 2 freshmen starting on the left side of the infield for the Gators. Everybody else has the experience of playing here last year. And for the Gators, Tiffany DeFelice is really their backbone behind the plate.
When we talk about that combination between Brombacher and Rogers, and it all comes down to their senior, their backbone. She is that consistent person that can help with this battery, the difference in a freshman to a senior pitcher.
John Marston, the shortstop, will step in, takes a look at a strike. This is the 3rd year in a row that Missouri is at the Women's College World Series, and the 3rd year in a row that they have set a new school record for wins in a season. From 50 to 51, and now this year 52. And they think with 9 seniors, including 7 starters back, and Chelsea Thomas back, who was not here last year, they are not here just to play, they are here to win it all. 1-1 is low at 63 miles an hour. Marston, the sophomore from St. Louis, doesn't strike out very often.
One of the things you're going to see Jenna Marston do very well, she keeps her hands inside the ball. Head coach Aaron Earlywine says better than anyone he's ever coached. And why that's so important is keeping your hands inside the ball allows your barrel to stay back, and really it gives you the chance to hit anything. If you keep your hands inside an inside pitch, an outside pitch, you're going to be able to get your barrel square up to the ball so much better.
Slashes that one out to Bruder left, 2 down. The man responsible for the big turnaround in Columbia, Aaron Earlywine, in his 5th season. With 3 straight trips to the World Series, and during the regular season this year, their first Big 12 regular season championship since 1997. Nicole Hudson takes a look at a strike. One of the things that Earlywine established early was keeping the Missouri talent home, and Nicole Hudson is an example of that. They have stayed very loyal to their home state. The players all talk about how important it is and how much it means to wear that Missouri on their chest. Six starters, Missouri natives.
It looks like right now Missouri hitters looking for one side of the plate. We've seen Hudson and Marston in particular kind of get up on that plate, and Brombacher traditionally will go left to right. They're sitting on her screwball looking for that outside part of the plate.
This is away 2-2.
That's a really smart thing to do against a pitcher like Brombacher, is just cut the plate in half. You know that she's going to hit one side at some point during her at bat. Take the other side, look for that one. When you get it, hit it.
Now at first, Megan Bush will take it herself. 3 up and 3 down. The senior Brombacher taking care of business in the circle. And those big Gator bats go to work next.
Look outside. It's grow time. So let's plant some perennials that'll turn up every year. Trees and shrubs to give us depth, and fill it out with flowers placed in just the perfect place. Let's start at the place with the best plants, people, and prices. What do you say we plant a weekend, water it, and watch a summer spring up? More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, Roundup Weed and Grass Killer or Ortho Weed Begone Max is just $8.88.
Of all the things you've ever ridden, it's most similar to none of them. The Can-Am Spyder Roadster. Its unique 3-wheeled stance makes hitting the open road easier than ever. Now you can take your motorcycle license test on a Can-Am Roadster and be riding the next day. Discover what thousands of riders already know at canam.brp.com. It's riding reinvented.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by the Capital One Venture Card with double miles on every purchase every day. And in part by Verizon with a wide selection of tablets at great prices from those who know them best. Verizon. And Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. 3 up and 3 down for Missouri in the top of the first, and now the Florida Gators, the best home run hitting team in the country, and their Capital One starting lineup.
Well, what better way to start off this home running hitting lineup than Michelle Moultrie, who is such an athlete. She puts the ball in play. She's so strong. She's so fast. Can really do it all.
Following her in the lineup in the 2-spot, Asia Pakulba, one of 5 seniors in the starting lineup. Kelsey Bruder right behind her, the senior from Corona, California, and the SEC's Player of the Year. Brittany Schutte, 3 home runs last weekend in the Supers for the sophomore. Megan Bush, the SEC's career home run leader in the 5 spot, followed by the freshman shortstop, Cheyenne Coyle. Then in the 7 spot, it's Tiffany DeFelice, another senior and Florida native. Third baseman, Casey Fagan, the freshman in the 8th spot, and then the designated player, Ensley Gallo, the sophomore out of Bakersfield. Their challenge today, to try and figure out a way to score off of Chelsea Thomas, the Big 12 Pitcher of the Year, who set a single-season strikeout record this year at Missouri with 364 in 245 innings of work. And what's the scouting report on Thomas?
Well, the fact that is she can do so much. She has that spin and speed, a very lethal combination, but she also has the best changeup in the game, Beth. I love watching it as it fools hitters. She's also very unpredictable because she has so many pitches she can go to.
Finalist for National Player of the Year honors, the only pitcher on the finals list. She'll have a tryout for the U.S. national team coming up later this month. And Michelle Moultrie, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida, hitting .431 on the season. Michelle has reached safely in 61 of their 62 games this year. And for a strike at 69 miles an hour. Pitching rubber just 43 feet away in college softball. They had a great sports science with Danielle Laurie that has been airing on the ESPN networks. And the reaction time they determined was less for a softball player in the batter's box than it is for a major leaguer from 60 feet away in the pitching rubber in the big leagues. Lofted out in the shallow right center and a base hit for Moultrie. Thought about going to and will hold up at first. The leadoff base hit for the Gators.
What I like about Michelle Moultrie is she actually plays even bigger against better pitching. Here she's swinging away. Normally she goes to her slap game, but this drop on the outside part of the plate, she just goes out and gets it. It's not a pretty swing, but just gets enough of it. She's so raw that way. The way she plays the game, the way she runs the bases. She finds grass, and that's a base hit.
Moultrie goes to second, thought about third as Christopher thought it was tipped, and the umpire a little unclear on that to the Gators. Moultrie will go back to first with the foul ball. Kuba, their career leader in hits and stolen bases and runs scored. And this is something that could set Florida apart. This is her 36th NCAA tournament game. The senior class has been to the World Series all 4 years they've been in Gainesville. And they are by far the most experienced team here.
And Kuba in particular starting every single game of her college career. I mean, that is something that you can really tip your hat to, one, but also what she brings. And right now, just trying to lay down a bunt and move a runner. I mean, just a very selfless player. And that's what you learn from experience.
2-1 to Pakuba. Pops up the bunt. And misplayed in the field. Pakuba tagged out on the way down to first base. The Gators arguing that Missouri missed the tag. Catherine Lee down on the deck. And Moultrie ends up at second.
Well, first off, this ball should definitely have been caught. Lack of communication. You see three players with their hands up in the air. Obviously, the effort of Hudson, wondering if she actually does get this tag on. A very tough out of Pakuba trying to dance around this ball. Looks like she might have nicked her knee.
On the third chance. But essentially, it ends up being an effective sacrifice for Florida as they get away with one there. And Moultrie in scoring position for Bruder. A rocket right back up the middle. Ricochets off of Taylor in center. Moultrie to score. Bruder headed for third. The stand-up for Bruder, and the Gators strike early.
You gotta love the aggressiveness. This pitch right down the middle, it does drop a little bit, but Bruder hits this so hard. Rayna Taylor in center field is almost like a third baseman. It ricochets off her body, and that's what causes it to be a triple. That ball, I mean, Taylor almost going to her knees trying to block that ball. The fact that it hit off her body so hard, it ended up in left center.
Give Bruder the single, then the error charge to Taylor in center. And now shooting, laying down the squeeze. And the Tigers make the throw over to first. And Bruder scores, 2-zip.
Shelby. Shooty goes up. This ball is a rise ball up in the zone. And Hudson smartly goes to first base. She might have had a shot at home, but just trying to get outs at this point.
Florida opponents have told us this year, and even Tim Walton told us yesterday, yeah, we're a much better team with the lead. And they've got it. Fouled out of play. And now the challenge for Missouri. The last 2 years, they have been 2 and out. Quick exits. And they thought it was going to be a lot different this year. And now they will have to come from behind against the Gators. Megan Bush, the senior from Anaheim, their career home run and RBI leader, passing Francesca Anea this year.
And you can tell Florida having a plan, really attacking early. And we talked a lot about earlier in the game as you see Bush, if she goes or not for this ball, up in the zone. Definitely looks like she's close enough. But with Florida's hitters going after Thomas so early in the count, being very aggressive, it has not allowed Thomas to throw her changeup. And what I've been impressed with, especially Bruder with that hit, was how on time they are with such a hard-throwing pitcher. If they're on time with her hard stuff, they're most likely not going to be on time with her changeup. But she's yet to throw a changeup.
2-2 pitch. Down the dirt, full count to Megan Bush. Megan hasn't had the power of late. She hasn't hit a home run since mid-April. But she still has the production. She's driven in 5 runs in their last 3 games. Launches that one foul. I should say she hasn't shown the power in fair territory of late. That one's still going in foul territory.
Well, and you say that, and I say Thomas hasn't thrown a changeup. We'll see a changeup and a home run on one pitch.
8th pitch of the at-bat right here. There's the off-speed, and Bush sends it through the left side. Gators attacking Thomas here in the bottom of the first.
And here's the changeup. Bush just does a good job of staying back on this, especially with 2 strikes. Just being able to put this ball in play, find it between third and shortstop.
Cheyenne Coyle, a freshman from West Hills, California. Hitting .385 with a couple of home runs in the tournament. One of 5 players in the Gators lineup that has double-digit home runs on the season. No 2 from Thomas. Lays off the rise. Hit and run on, fouled it off. 25 pitches already in the first inning for Chelsea Thomas. Coyle chases. First strikeout for Thomas. But the Gators going to work early. Just a rocket ball off the bat of Asia Pakuba. Almost took Thomas's lid off and scoots away from Taylor. 2-zip Gators.
Also get a free flight.
You know that comes with a private island.
Really?
No, it comes with a hat. See, airline credit cards promise flights for 25,000 miles, but
there's never any seats for 25,000 miles.
Frustrating, isn't it? But that won't happen with the Capital One Venture Card. You can book any airline, anytime. Hey, I just said that. After all, isn't traveling hard enough?
To get the flight you want, sign up for a venture card at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet? It's okay. I've played a pilot before.
Can I help you?
Are these tablets...
Mom, allow me. Are these tablets flash ready? Yes. Which ones? These, including the Samsung Galaxy Tab. What about movies? Straight from Android Market to the Motorola Zoom. 4G upgradable. 4G LTE upgradable. You always wear glasses? Only when I'm not wearing contacts. He's clean. My job's done.
A wide selection of tablets at great prices from the people who know them best. Verizon.
Taco Bell's new 99-cent beefy melt burrito. Premium seasoned beef and a blend of 3 cheeses melted to perfection. And only 99 cents.
So you know this melts those 99-cent burritos to perfection, right?
I know.
All business. I like that.
Why pay more?
Congratulations, you just got hired at Going Dutch Inc. Too bad you lied about speaking Dutch. You might cry, but your pits won't. You use new Mitchum Advanced Control. Perfect for this word recel. Oh, that's Dutch for conundrum. Mitchum, maximum strength, ultimate protection, 48 hours a day.
We've been here the last 2 years and have had a rough go at it, and I think this year we've kind of all regrouped and not so starstruck by being here. It's crazy to walk out there and see the fans surrounding the whole stadium, and you know, it does kind of give you the nerves that you don't normally feel, and it's kind of like a stage, and it takes some getting used to, and I think the 2 years experience that everyone's had, most of the teams returning, so I think that's going to help us this year a lot.
Well, Thomas and the Tigers will have to rely on some of that experience after a rough start. 26 pitches, 3 hits, and a couple of runs scored by the Florida Gators in the bottom of the first inning. And now it'll be up to the Tiger bats to pick up their pitcher. They went down in order in the first inning, so it's 4, 5, and 6. Ashley Fleming to start things off. Junior out of Silence, Missouri.
I really like what Chelsea Thomas said about the nerves and being on stage, and even, you know, seeing that view of the stadium. I mean, we see it right now of all the fans in the crowd, and I think for this first inning especially, you know, no matter what player you are, pitcher, outfield, your heart's racing.
To Fleming. Try to pull the outside pitch. Fleming, 358 on the year with 14 home runs, 62 runs batted in. 3 RBI shy of setting a new single season record at Missouri. Tries low, 1 and 2. Blocked by Bufalus. And the 8th World Series appearance for Brombacher in the circle. First 2 years, she backed up Stacy Nelson. She was here last year with the Gators, and now this year playing through the injury to her arm.
Brombacher's just had so many different roles at Florida. Like you said, you know, being able to be a backup pitcher for 2 years and kind of not be in the limelight. And it was really about Stacy Nelson. And even though she had 2 very good undefeated years.
Not 42-0.
Which was amazing. No one knew her name. And then last year, she was their ace. She really stepped into that role. And then this year, she gets the torn bicep. She's out, and she comes back. She loses her velocity. And now she's sharing time with Hannah Rogers. But they need her. And she's not been selfish throughout all of this, and that's where Tim Walton has just been so impressed with all the different hats she's worn.
There's a shot right back up the middle, and Fleming gets on board with the leadoff single. For the Missouri Tigers, well, with 4 teams here at the World Series, that Big 12 regular season championship speaks volumes of how good they've been this year. Their last 2 trips to the World Series, though, were quick exits, and they will try and bounce back with the Big 12 Pitcher of the Year, Chelsea Thomas, who got them past the Washington Huskies in the Super Regionals. Able to knock out a former national champion. In 2009, the Huskies beat Florida for the title, led by Danielle Laurie and Ashley Charters and company. They got great production from their freshman class that year and knocking out the Gators in the final. 1-1 from Brombacher. Catherine Lee is a senior from Covington, Georgia. Transferred in from Georgia State. Originally, she wanted to play for Coach Earlywine when he was at Georgia Tech. And then he came to Missouri, and Lee decided to follow. Hit and run was on. That's fouled out of play. Showing some good patience this inning. Both batters have worked it to a 3-2 count. This is low. 2 on with nobody out for the Tigers. Let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, you're talking about they promised to have more poise this year, so you've got to wonder what they would be like in the dugout when they came back after giving up 2 runs in the first frame. And their ace, Chelsea Thomas, whose only ERA is 0.83, and she's getting hit. But they've been very confident. There hasn't been any panic. Coach Aaron Earlywine didn't really even address anybody. The ladies came over. I saw a couple of them talk about defensive miscues. Nicole Hudson talked with Chelsea Thomas about that pop-up that they had a problem on, but no panic here. Some very calm composure. We're just kind of taking it as it is.
Driven foul down the third baseline, right past Earlywine, off the bat of Marla Schweisberger. He was an All-American a couple of years, a senior out of Raytown, Missouri. And certainly on the Missouri side, they're looking up at the scoreboard, the early deficit, but still plenty of time for them to go to work. Foul there from Schweisberger. Unfortunately for the coaches, we've seen just about everybody struggle trying to lay down the bunts today on opening day at the World Series. 0-2 from Brombacher. Struck her out. That's the first of the night for Stephanie, 1 down.
This is a big strikeout for Florida, and Brombacher just really hits her spot, throwing it off the plate. Anytime you have 2 strikes, you just want to bait a hitter. Early in the count, you start that pitch over the plate, breaking away, and then 2 strikes, you start it off the plate and hope they chase just like Schweisberger did.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Lisa Simmons. Senior out of Boonville, Missouri. Got under it. Bush in foul territory, 2 down. Couple of chances to move runners over. Ineffective. Earlier on chatting with Megan Christopher, another Missouri product, a senior out of Wright City. She's a sub-200 hitter. A 200 hitter in baseball is below the Mendoza line, but we think that since you, A. Mendoza, were such a good hitter that in softball, a 400 hitter, that should be above the Mendoza line.
We've got to redefine the Mendoza line.
Redefining the softball Mendoza line. Above 400. Foul.
Well, one of the ways that Coach Earlywine would like to see Christopher get above that old Mendoza line of 200 is talking about the assets she has as a catcher. He said that she's one of the best catchers he's ever coached because of her hand-eye coordination, her quickness, her release. We'd like to see that transfer over into her hitting. She has the tools.
Brombacher just missed away, 1 and 2.
Beth, we see a lot of hitters that are in lineups because of their defensive abilities and specifically catching. And that's a position that is so crucial, first, the communication that they have with the pitcher, but also with the skills that it takes to be able to frame pitches, know what to call, how to communicate. And that's why Christopher is in this lineup. He'd love to see her hit too, though.
Another strikeout for Brombacher. Two in the inning. Couple left stranded as away with the curve before, in with the screw for this one.
Yeah, baby, looking forward to the finals. Gonna be sweet.
Puts the Spurs up by 1. We all thought it was over.
Is that a talking basketball?
What could you do at point?
That's just crazy.
Huh?
Is it?
Fish gets the end barrel. He released rats. I'm spinning. I see fish. I see the rim. Fish.
You know I could crush you like a grape.
Watch the NBA Finals on ABC and see Zookeeper in theaters July 8th.
Take it easy, Stinky.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
This one works.
The price sure doesn't.
I'm tired of shopping around.
Too bad you're not buying car insurance.
Like that's easy.
Oh, it is. Progressive Direct showed me their rates and the rates of their competitors. I saved hundreds when switching.
You could use hundreds.
Yeah.
Wake up and smell the savings.
Out there with a better way. Now that's Progressive.
No matter what you love to watch, it's the picture quality that matters most. And with the new Panasonic Viera TVs, the picture will blow you away. It's technology, like fast-switching phosphors, that delivers our best picture ever. Plus, amazing full HD 3D. Come see the Panasonic Viera difference, and what Gizmodo named the best new HD TV in 2011.
Oh, Mike Yam in studio with you over on ABC. It's Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Heat and Mavs off the Dwayne Wade miss. It's Sean Marion by himself. 10 points, 4 or 5 from the floor. D. Wade, by the way, leads all scorers with 16. LeBron in foul trouble with 3. Earlier, it was Arizona State taking on Oklahoma. Bottom 4, it was scoreless until Mandy Urfer goes up the middle. 2 runs with Kelvin to score. Arizona trying to stay perfect in the postseason. In the 7th, Dallas Esposito. And Esposito looking good. Sun Devils advancing to the winner's bracket and take on the winner of our game, Missouri and Florida.
Thank you, Mike. 2-0 the Florida Gators with the lead over Missouri. They get a couple across in the bottom of the first inning. And for the Florida Gators, they were the best team in the SEC East this year. They finished a game behind Alabama in the regular season race. Their 4th consecutive World Series appearance. That's a first for an SEC team. Bruder was the SEC Player of the Year. And for Tim Walton, he won a national championship as a baseball player at Oklahoma, won a national championship as an assistant coach with Patty Gasso here at Oklahoma, and now trying to win it as a head coach with the Gators. 20 times an SEC school has come to the World Series, and they are still seeking their first national championship for the conference. And really, this is a Gator team with all the tools.
Exactly, and what we were talking about with Missouri earlier on, the fact that this is their 3rd time in a row and how much experience that gives them. But for Florida, similar story. They made it all the way to the national championship game, and they even talked about it. They said, you know what? We were so elated after Allie Gardner's walk-off home run to beat Alabama to get us into the championship. We dogpiled. We stayed up all night reminiscing it. Well, guess what? We had to come back the next day and try to beat Washington, and we were so flat. And that's something that they've learned with that experience. So the more these SEC, Big 12, basically non-Pac-10 teams get to the series, the more confident they're going to feel they can win it all.
Walton called it the highest of highs, the walk-off win, and then the lowest of lows, the run rule loss to Washington in Game 1 of the championship series less than 24 hours later as DeFelice strikes out. That's the 2nd for Chelsea Thomas. Here at Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City, the final game of our 4 today. Winners play tomorrow. Marston 2 down. Saturday afternoon, ABC's got WNBA action for you. It's the Phoenix Mercury and the Seattle Storm. ABC at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. The WNBA presented by Pennzoil. Summer basketball season getting underway as we wind things down in the college softball season. Inslee Gamble in the 9 spot for the Gators. Alabama a winner earlier, 1-0. Baylor in extra innings, 1-0. And Kelsey Kettler walk-off home run. And then earlier this evening, Caitlin Boyd had a home run, Mandy Urfer a 2-run single, and Dallas Escobedo, the freshman in her debut in the circle, 6 strikeouts. She forced 12 pop-ups to get the win over Oklahoma. And ASU, the #1 seed, will face the winner of this matchup. Two from Thomas. Gamble got under the rise ball. 3 up and 3 down in the 2nd, and a 2-0 lead with 2 complete for the Gators.
Finally, the place they've been searching for. Staples, the one place that makes it easy to buy a new laptop. Or get one fixed. With highly trained tech experts, Staples makes troubleshooting and repairing technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
Only Subway has a deal this flat-out delicious. The new $3 flatbread breakfast combo. A toasty 6-inch flatbread breakfast sandwich and a 16-ounce cup of freshly brewed Seattle's best coffee. All for just $3. Build a breakfast of epic proportions, like the Crispalicious bacon, egg, and cheese, with everything from juicy tomatoes to zesty jalapenos for a delicious way to start your day. The new Subway $3 flatbread breakfast combo. Build your better breakfast today.
At Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we're a family-owned business.
Still family-owned, still family-run.
And since 1957, one thing's never changed.
Taking care of our customers.
Maybe that's why Enterprise was ranked highest in rental car customer satisfaction by J.D. Power & Associates for 7 years in a row. It feels like a family company because it is.
Let us show you what that means.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Welcome back to the 2011 Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Oklahoma City and a 2-0 lead for the Gators over Missouri. How about the K-Zone with Stephanie Brombacher?
Well, the most impressive thing is her getting ahead early. 6 of her 7 first pitches are strikes, and she's really been working the screwball and her curveball and just hitting corners, hitting her spots. And Missouri, when they are aggressive, is not hitting it fair, or they're taking it.
Yeah, 4 of those, Jess, were taken. Bat stayed on the shoulder of those first pitch strikes from Brombacher. Let's see if they'll start to be a little more aggressive the second time through their lineup. Abby Vach, it's 9, and then the top. Brombacher misses up and away. A Big 12 first team selection. Abby had a big sister that played at Missouri, is now one of their graduate assistants. Telling us yesterday that winning the Big 12 gave them so much confidence, especially with the success that the league has had. Change up high. 2-1. Abby, 324 on the year. This is the most impressive that the Big 12 has been, with 4 teams here. However, the follow-through so far, they're just 1 for 2, and Baylor beat another Big 12 team, Oklahoma State, earlier today. The league is 13-27 at the World Series over the last decade. And they were very excited about the opportunities here with half the field. Bach thought about it, but lays off the rise. Top of the order now coming up for the Tigers. And a reminder that the NCAA championships continue tomorrow on ESPN and ESPNU. We got baseball regionals for you starting tomorrow at noon on the U, and then more from the Women's College World Series. A doubleheader tomorrow night starting at 7 Eastern on ESPN. For more information, visit NCAA.com, your home for all 88 NCAA championships. Second walk for Brombacher, and here's Taylor, who popped up in her first at-bat. The infield will be crashing in from first and third on the lefty slapper. Foul. Taylor chased the rise. Pakuba nearly lost it. 1 out. That's what we saw from the Oklahoma hitters on the Escobedo rise ball in the last game. Same problem so far for the Tigers. Too many pop-ups.
And that really just allows Florida's defense to kind of relax and settle in. A fly ball is so much easier to catch than fielding a ground ball, planting your feet and throwing, especially when you have a runner on first or a runner on anywhere. You don't have to think if you're catching a fly ball. That's what I think Brombacher impresses me a lot so far this game is she is spinning. And unlike Escobedo, who throws it up and hard, Brombacher is about 5-6 miles an hour slower than Escobedo, still throwing her rise ball, hitting her corners, and just spinning the ball. That tight spin that you see that Missouri is just getting under.
Anna Rogers is still in the dugout. We would not be at all surprised if she split time tonight with Brombacher, depending on how long Stephanie can go. Once again, pitching with the torn bicep, as she has been doing for the last month and a half. And Rogers, the freshman, who thought she would be a backup, ended up being a 33-game winner this year. Three 3-0 to Jenna Marston. Walks and the Ashley Fleming single, the only base runners thus far for the Tigers. There's a base hit out the right. The runner was on the move. The throw to third, not in time to catch up with Abby Vach. Marston with the single and runners on the corners.
Talked about Marston just doing a good job keeping her hands inside, and that's exactly what she does on this inside pitch. But for Abby Vach, who is stealing on this pitch, gets such a great jump, easily gets to third base.
And that'll bring up Nicole Hudson from Webb City, Missouri, about 10 minutes away from Joplin. And the devastating tornadoes earlier this spring. And a young lady that rededicated herself to the game in the off-season.
And what Nicole Hudson did is she actually lost 30 pounds over the off-season because she wanted to get in the best shape of her life. She has always felt like she loves the game, she's in everything she can, but she wanted to be in the best shape, and that's something that's really, you've seen her numbers both offensively and defensively go up.
And she's in a position to do something big right here from Missouri. The pitching change for the Gators. More on Hannah Rogers when we return to Oklahoma City.
Nerf. The Nerf Dart Tag World Championship Draft is August 1st. You could get the call to compete for a share of $25,000. Actual arena may vary. With your parents' permission, go to nerf.com and enter by July 10th. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Official rules at nerf.com. Hey! Hey! Hey!
telling you, it was drop dead.
So Joey says to the guy,
fresh flavor never sounded so good.
Love when that happens.
Applebee's introduces 2 new sizzling entrees. Try the new sizzling Cajun steak and shrimp or our new sizzling smokehouse chicken stack. New sizzling entrees starting at $8.99. Only at Applebee's. There's no place like the neighborhood. Open till midnight or later.
ABC Tuesday, June 21st. A new series will drop you in the most dangerous place on Earth.
Don't anybody move.
Welcome to Kandahar. ABC's Combat Hospital. Series premiere Tuesday, June 21st on ABC.
Hannah Rogers, the freshman from Lake Wales, Florida, is the new pitcher, and a big change of pace here for the Missouri batters to deal with.
Well, and the reason they do this combination for Florida so often, start Brombacher, have Rogers come in, because of how they complement each other. Rogers comes in, throws the ball a lot harder, and she's predominantly down and up versus Brombacher, who went left to right. So definitely a different look that these Missouri hitters are now going to see.
1 on with 1 out, and the meat of the order here, 3, 4, and 5, facing Rogers. Brombacher gets through 2 1/3, a couple of hits, a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts. She certainly would have hoped to have lasted a little longer, but they take whatever they can get with her playing through the injury. So Rogers called upon early tonight. Hudson grounded out in her first at-bat, one of the few Missouri batters to keep the ball down. Runner goes from first to second, uncontested. Tying runs are in scoring position with Vach at third and now Marston at second. And the difference in velocity about 5 miles an hour from Brombacher to Rogers. Two 2-1 to Hudson. This is low, 3-1. Bases are full for the Missouri Tigers.
Beth, you got to think Hannah Rogers, she's a freshman. She's coming out of the dugout, runners in scoring position. As much as you'd like to think, hey, this is any other game, she does it all the time. Her nerves, her heart rate, everything is a lot stronger than it ever would be. So her getting this walk right now, she's going to have to calm those nerves, bases loaded, and go right after Ashley Fleming, who's one of the best hitters on this Missouri offense.
First appearance in the World Series for the rookie, and leaning heavily right now on her senior catcher, Tiffany DeFelice, to help her through. And they will have to get by Ashley Fleming, Missouri's #4 hitter, stepping up with the bases loaded. 14 home runs, 62 runs batted in on the season. Whiffs on the first offering. Gets back in time. 0-2 the count on the batter, Fleming.
You know, I'm surprised Fleming, usually after a walk, a pitcher that's got some nerves, the last thing you want to do is swing at the next 2 pitches. You want to make her throw a strike, make her come at you, put the pressure on the pitcher.
Last game of the day, it's opening day here at the Women's College World Series. Florida leading Missouri 2-0, a couple of runs plated in the first inning. Driven in by Kelsey Bruder and Brittany Schutte. But a pitching change here for the Gators. They are in some trouble. Bases loaded, and the number 4 hitter Ashley Fleming facing their freshman relief pitcher Hannah Rogers. Did she hold up? Nope. 2 down.
And this is just a disappointing at bat from Ashley Fleming, and she chases 2 balls right off the bat and then comes after this. I mean, she wants to hit, you can tell. I appreciate that, but with bases loaded, less than 2 outs, there's so many things you can do to get some runs on the board. And this strikeout is so big for Florida.
Catherine Lee, the senior from Covington, Georgia, walked her first time up tonight. Out to left field. Bruder got it. 3 stranded as Rogers comes on in relief and gets the job done. Gators maintain. It's 2-0 Florida.
Look outside. It's grow time. So let's plant some perennials that'll turn up every year. Trees and shrubs to give us depth, and fill it out with flowers placed in just the perfect place. Let's start at the place with the best plants, people, and prices. What do you say we plant a weekend, water it, and watch a summer spring up? More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. We're lowering the cost of keeping the pests away with Ortho Home Defense Max, now just $5.88.
Division I student athletes have higher SAT and ACT scores than other freshmen.
The number of us receiving diplomas
is at an all-time high.
African American males who are student athletes
are 10% more likely to graduate.
Still think we're just a bunch of dumb jocks?
You need to do your homework.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer, one of many linked to asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in mills, shipyards, or in the heating, construction, and automotive industries may have put you at risk. Secondhand exposure to people close to you may have also resulted in mesothelioma. Please don't wait. Call 1-800-690-7801. That's 1-800-690-7801. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson for James Sokolov, Wellesley, Mass.
After a long day at the office, it gives me the boost to power through my workout. It works for me.
Pick the kids up from school, bought groceries, laundry's done, and dinner's ready in 10. It works for me.
I've got to stay focused and alert when I'm the first one in and the last to leave. It works for me.
Works Energy. A zero-calorie burst of energy that's safe and effective, long-lasting, and tastes great.
2-0 Florida with the lead over Missouri. Kelsey Bruder with the RBI single and Brittany Schutte with the RBI sacrifice. Missouri has left 3 on board, including the bases loaded in the top half of the 3rd inning. And for the Florida hitters, they have fared pretty well with the changeup. And let's check out our Home Depot coaching clinic.
Well, Chelsea Thomas comes into this game. Her changeup, one of the most devastating pitches in the country, and Florida is all over it. First with Moultrie, then Bruder, and even Bush gets a piece, getting it in for a base hit. And I'll tell you what, these hitters see something with her changeup, whether it's getting picked or they're seeing it out of her hand because of the way they're hitting her change. They're not fooled. Both Moultrie and Bruder, especially Bruder with that laser, she was sitting back waiting for it. That's something that Florida has approached this game, either looking for it, seeing it, something. Because I've never seen anyone hit Thomas's changeup as well as Florida did that first inning.
Well, let's see what Michelle Moultrie's got this time. The single and scored in the first inning. Former walk-on, now holding down the center field position. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Tim Walton told us yesterday that he had noticed something that was a common denominator in facing Chelsea Thomas. He said no other opponents have tried this against her, and we're going to try to make this adjustment. I showed the stats to our hitters. They believe in it, and we think we can do it.
Moultrie, straight away center. Home run, Gators. That pitch was flat and right out over the plate for Moultrie, her third of the season. 3-0 Florida.
Michelle Moultrie, she can do it all. And with this pitch, it's just up and out, and she just gets her hands and connects. And I was so impressed with how quickly this ball left the stadium. And Florida, how quickly they got off the bench and were there to cheer on Michelle Moultrie, not your classic home run hitters. That'll fire you up.
90 hits on the season for Michelle Moultrie, and that the third time she's gone yard. And how about that for the youngster from Jacksonville that in high school kept bugging Tim Walton. Get on the phone, send him emails. Coach, I know there's a place for me at Florida. I want to be a part of this Gator program. And Walton said, well, you know, send me some video. See if we can get you somewhere where you can play some games against some quality opponents. And I think as the legend goes, she got on base and started running. Tim said, yeah, I think we might have something for you. And she has developed from a speedster into a softball player.
Well, and that's even talking to Francesca Anea, who was a senior last year, and in the outfield with her, and how her and Bruder both really helped develop her as an outfielder. She was so raw, so athletic, but really didn't know the game. I mean, understood the mentality, but she'd be in the outfield or be on base and not understand all the different things that you're supposed to do. She'd just run after balls and try to catch them. But as far as where the runners were, where to throw it. So Florida really developing her into what you see today. She's an exciting, tremendous athlete to watch.
Thomas will try and regroup with full count here at Pacoolba. Off the end of the bat. Fox got it at second, one down. I'll bring up Kelsey Bruder. You know, the Gators eliminated Missouri from the World Series last year, and Kelsey hit one of their 3 home runs in the game. On deck batter Brittany Schutte hit the other 2. Those were off of Kristen Nottleman, not off of Chelsea Thomas.
One thing you're not seeing from Thomas, and the reason why balls are getting hit so hard, is the fact that her ball is not spinning the way we normally see it. She's still throwing hard, but for Florida, who's right on time with her, she needs that ball to break more. Normally, I've seen her drop ball especially, a very almost Cat Osterman-like drop ball. I mean, the way she throws it when it's on, just dropping off a table, but right now it's very flat.
On to Bruder. One on with one out for Brittany Schutte. Brittany's got 3 home runs in the postseason, but she's probably most famous for her long foul ball out onto the street at Presley Stadium that dinged up a car that was driving by and knocked the rearview mirror off the side of it. And then later in the at-bat straightened it out and hit one over the center field fence. Grew up playing baseball out in Southern California. Hit a couple of home runs at the World Series last year against the Tigers.
Coach Tim Walton talks about her being that strong, best pure hitter on this entire lineup and really trying to develop her. When you think about it, she already has phenomenal stats, so developing, knowing that she's only going to get better. Just a sophomore. She has powered all fields. Just a presence in the batter's box, and of course the reputation now of knocking a car off the street in Gainesville.
And versatile enough to lay down a squeeze bunt to score a run earlier tonight. That's going to be a fair ball. Lee's got it at first. 2 down with Bruder now at second. So you've got one hitter that has tied the single-season home run record. Schutte retired, and now you've got another one that has tied the single-season home run record. Megan Bush with 20 on the season. She singled in her first at-bat. Knocked a changeup down the left field line. Bruder on the move, in safely to third.
And Beth, this is what we talked about in the open too with Bruder, Schutte, and Bush is for a pitcher to get through, you know, okay, I walked Kelsey Bruder after she had a line drive inches from my head, then I get Schutte out, can I take a breath, relax a bit? Heck no. I mean, I got Megan Bush now up, and it only gets worse.
Foul back out of play.
And these Gator hitters just wait for that mistake, looking for that mistake.
Yesterday how important it was in their minds to get a lead, and they got one with a couple of runs in the first, another one here in the third. And for Megan Bush in this senior class, chasing Florida history, chasing SEC history, trying to become the first team to win a title.
Good take and a good 0-2 pitch by Thomas.
Going outside again with the 1-2. Thomas going back to the rousing bag. Says that helps her refocus. Is not what she was looking for. Home run! Megan Bush, her first since April 23rd. Now that's a new Florida single season record. 21st on the year.
Chelsea Thomas pitching this right over the heart of the plate. Megan Bush just unleashes.
That was deep into the bleachers, and Megan Bush ends a 15-game home run drought. 2 home runs in the inning for the Florida Gators. And the best long ball team in the country adding to their total.
And right now, just Thomas throwing a lot of balls over the heart of the plate without her normal movement. And as long as Florida stays on time with her, and we're not seeing a lot of changeups because that was a pitch that got hit early on. And I mean, right now, Florida, their approach, that common denominator that Holly Rowe reported on earlier, that Tim Walton talked about. We have something that we're going to go to, and we hope that that will be the common denominator to hit Chelsea Thomas.
Kristen Nodelman is up now in the bullpen, diligently trying to get herself ready to come in. 2 runs in the first inning, 3 more here in the third. And Cheyenne Coyle also with home run power. This is the toughest outing of the year for Chelsea. The most runs she has given up. Coyle fouls one off. Inside, full count. The Gators, who have won 22 of 25, they have been hot coming into the World Series. They did drop 1 game in the regionals to the defending champion UCLA Bruins. There's a base hit through the left side for Coyle. This has been so impressive what they have been able to do against Chelsea Thomas. Widely considered to be one of the best pitchers in the country.
Well, I think like any great pitcher, you're going to have off days, and Thomas just trying right now to dig deep and figure out what she can throw that Florida's not going to hit.
In for a strike to Tiffany DeFelice, who struck out looking back in the second inning. Tiffany missed most of the month of March with an injury. Fouled off on the hit and run. It was during that injury that the Gators lost 6 in a row, and that was the real turning point in their season. Coach didn't like what he saw. The seniors didn't like what they were seeing. It was all about the individuals and not about the team. And after that refocus, they have been red hot. That was also around the time when Rogers was suspended for the game and Brombacher was hurt. Hudson gets the lead runner at second. Chelsea Thomas had given up just 7 home runs all season. And she gives up 2 here in the third inning. Moultrie to center. And then Bush deep to left field. 5-zip Florida.
Thanks to the venture card from Capital One, we get double miles on every purchase. So me and the lads earned a trip to San Francisco twice as fast. We get double miles every time we use our card. I'll take these 2, no matter what we're buying. And all of those? And since double miles add up fast, we can bring the whole gang. It's hard to beat double miles.
Whoa, dude.
Get the venture card from Capital One, Money Magazine's best rewards card if you aim to rack up airline miles.
What's in your wallet?
Hops are the soul of Samuel Adams.
Hops add a spicy citrus flavor to Sam Adams.
The best hops have been grown on family farms like the Stengelmeyers for centuries. It has unique conditions of soil, moisture, and sunlight.
Boston Lager, the proof is in the taste.
Congratulations, you just got hired at Going Dutch Inc. Too bad you lied about speaking Dutch. You might cry, but your hits won't. You use new Mitchum Advanced Control. Perfect for this word drill. Oh, that's Dutch for conundrum. Mitchum, maximum strength, ultimate protection, 48 hours a day.
Florida has opened up a 5-run lead on Missouri, and Coach Tim Walton, you told us yesterday that you discovered a common denominator of how you thought you could get to Chelsea Thomas. What is it? Because it's working.
Well, I don't think it was a common denominator how to get to her. It was a common denominator how she's been dominating people. And we just decided that we were going to be able to go up there and try to pick out a pitch that we can hit hard. And, I'm just proud that we were able to execute a game plan so early in the game. But a lot of at-bats left for sure.
What pitch is it, Coach?
It's not a pitch. Just Jess hit it right on the head yesterday. A little bit of box location, and I think it's been helped us out a lot today for sure.
And then you had a key moment. You put Hannah Rogers in. She gets in a jam. Bases are loaded. What did you like about how she got out of that situation?
Well, I think she got out of it, and she's a freshman. She's never towed the rubber here before, so it was huge for us to see her in a moment like that, a game-changing type moment. She came through for us big time, and Stephanie had good stuff today. I just thought, with the walks and stuff early, we had to change up the look.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Holly. And Tim Walton, the head coach for the Gators. 4 straight trips to the Women's College World Series. The semifinals in 2008, the finals in 2009. And boy, are they looking strong so far tonight with a couple of home runs from Moultrie and Bush. And now Rogers back in the circle. Interesting, too, how they're using both pitchers. They both warmed up pregame as if they were going to start. And then Rogers, when she came on in relief, never even went out to the bullpen. Came in cold off the bench. The Cougars got it one down.
Well, I think that's something Florida has done all season long, and almost kind of knowing and Hannah expecting that she needs to be warm. And if she happens to need to go to the bullpen, she will. But at any point in any inning, it could be the first inning, it could be the 7th. But they're going to call on her right now, and she needs to be ready. And besides that first walk, I think she kind of got that out of her system, and now she's been right on.
Rogers and Brombacher at one point when they were much younger were utilizing the same pitching coach. And were familiar with one another through their travel ball days. And actually, Stephanie was telling us the story about how the first time she saw Hannah and Rogers showed up to pitch with turf shoes on, and it was Brombacher who actually helped Hannah get her first pair of cleats many years ago. And now here they are trying to team up on the Tigers.
And I think that relationship between Rogers and Brombacher is so crucial. I mean, for a freshman to come in, you want to not necessarily beat a senior out, but you want to be able to play and get that time, but to have that senior be with you and have it be a team effort instead of it being one versus the other. Who's better than the other? It's a combined effort. Rogers is the pitcher she is because of Brombacher. Not only with her help, but the way that Brombacher starts a game makes Rogers look that much better.
Two to Simmons. Scooped up in foul territory by Bush. Well, and sometimes that relationship can be such a delicate one between the older players and the younger players, and how you get that chemistry to work.
Well, and it all started, too. I mean, Stacey Nelson, who was a senior, with Brombacher, as a sophomore, and how much she helped. And she's even, here watching this game as an alum, supporting their pitchers. But you think it's really pay it forward. And Stacey Nelson, still so close with the team, but she did that for Brombacher. Was able to lead her, and they helped use each other, and now Brombacher passes that on to Rogers.
Just missed it away, full count. Tigers trying to get something going. They had the bases loaded in the third inning, and Rogers came on and shut the door. Fly ball out to Schutte and right. 2 down. Well, the NCAA College Baseball Regionals are underway tomorrow on ESPNU. We've got 4 games from 2 different regions. We'll take you down to Gainesville for one of those, as well as out to Fullerton, California. The Gainesville games in the afternoon, and out to Cali at night. The road to Omaha begins this weekend on ESPNU. Megan Christopher now in the 8th spot. Brombacher struck her out in her first at-bat. Passed away, 2-1. Walk when she first came on. Rogers has now retired 5 in a row. And it's a 5-0 Gators lead. We'll chat with Missouri head coach Aaron Earlywine coming up.
Taco Bell's new 99-cent beefy melt burrito. Premium seasoned beef and a blend of 3 cheeses melted to perfection. And only 99 cents.
So you know this melts those 99-cent burritos to perfection, right?
I know.
All business. I like that.
Why pay more?
I faced one of the toughest challenges of my life right here. I couldn't swim, but I can still hear my drill instructor today. Don't quit. So I jumped in, apprehensive and scared out of my mind, but I came up a Marine.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Nerf. The Nerf Dart Tag World Championship Draft is August 1st. You could get the call to compete for a share of $25,000. Actual arena may vary. With your parents' permission, go to nerf.com and enter by July 10th. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Official rules at nerf.com.
Remember when taking a bath and going for a swim became the same thing for a few days? Then keep the tradition going at Bass Pro Shop's Family Summer Camp with free activities the whole family can enjoy. It all starts this weekend. Details at BassPro.com.
Back in Oklahoma City, still a 5-0 score. Missouri down right now. Coach Earlywine of the Tigers. And how shocking is this to you to see Chelsea Thomas struggle like this? She's been such a solid pitcher for you all season.
Yeah, you know, I can't remember the last time that she even had 4 runs scored on her, much less 5 in 3 innings. So, you know, you got to tip your cap to Florida's hitters. They got a really good group of offensive players, and you know, they're doing their part for sure right now. The question for me now is how long do I leave Chelsea out there? You know, and we're going to leave her out there for another inning for sure, and then we'll see what happens.
What do you think it is that's gone wrong for her tonight?
Well, just looking at the scoreboard, it's got the velocity up there, and she's in the mid-60s, which is untypical of her. She's usually upper 60s, and that's probably a part of it. Her ball is moving good, and her changeup is what it is. But in the first inning, they got 3 hits, and they were all on changeup, so we kind of went away from that. So, it's confusing a bit, but at the same time, I think you just got to tip your cap to Florida's hitters.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Holly, and Aaron Earlywine, the head coach for the Missouri Tigers. Great expectations coming in here for the Big 12 regular season champions. And they got the work cut out for them here. They're down 5-0, but Thomas is back out there in the circle. Gators scoring a couple in the first and then 3 in the third inning. A solo home run from Michelle Moultrie and a 2-run home run from Megan Bush. After Thomas had given up just 7 long balls the entire season coming in. There's a changeup in for a strike. 8-9 in the top of the order. Fagan grounded a shorter first time up.
Well, and her being able to throw the changeup first pitch, even though Fagan took it, makes that pitch 66 look like 74. And I think that's when Thomas can use her changeup effectively. It just makes her faster pitches that much more effective.
Fagan got just a piece of it, but not enough. A strikeout for Thomas, 1 down. Bottom of the 4th inning at Hall of Fame Stadium here in Oklahoma City. It's the final game of the day. And it's been dominated by the pitchers through the first part of the afternoon. And here tonight, the Florida Gator Bats have taken charge. They've hit a couple of home runs off of one of the top pitchers in the country here and have Missouri in a bit of a hole. Beth Mowens, along with Olympic gold medalist Jessica Mendoza. Earlier today, we saw Alabama behind a pitching gem from Kelsey Dunn defeat Cal 1-0. Baylor beat Oklahoma State in 8 innings on a walk-off home run from Kelsey Kettler. Whitney Canyon with the 3-hit shutout. And then Dallas Escobedo, the freshman for Arizona State, picked up her first World Series win. Caitlin Boyd hit a home run. Mandy Urfer a 2-run single. And the #1 seed rolled. They await the winner of this game.
When you think about who's playing the win of this game, in Arizona State winning the earlier game, they're sitting right behind home plate. Their coaching staff, and you got to think Chelsea Thomas with all the talk and Florida's offense, and they're probably sitting there thinking about some ways, how do we get these hitters out? We got to play them tomorrow night.
That would certainly have the possibility of being explosive. With the top 2 hitting teams in the country.
My kind of game. Lots of offense.
You like the offense. Score, score, score. Off the glove of Hudson at third. Gamble safe in the top of the order, due up. Michelle Moultrie singled and scored in the first. Hit a solo home run to deep center field in her last at-bat.
This is what I love about Michelle Moultrie's game. She hits a home run out through center field, just a rocket. She comes back next at bat, tries to lay down a drag bunt. That's versatility. And I also noticed the corners, first and third, didn't move a whole lot. Wolves are given that respect. But, you know, you can have the bunt. I'm not going to come in on you.
She has had the timing down tonight. We'll go to get the lead runner at second. Hooks into Vach. 2 down. How about the 1 through 5 hitters for the Gators tonight? 5 for 8 with a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. They've scored all 5 of the runs. And they've done it in different ways. The home run, as well as a squeeze bunt. And simply putting together a few singles back in the first. Kuba with a couple of ground outs so far tonight.
Asia Bakuba, that hitter that doesn't really get talked about a whole lot. She probably prefers it that way. That's kind of her demeanor. She's a quiet leader, but you think Moultrie in front of her and then a 3-headed monster, Bruder, Shooty, and Bush behind her. No one's really paying a whole lot of attention to Asia Bakuba. That's the kind of way, honestly, as a hitter, you like it, because usually you'll see a lot of good pitches, because the last thing they want to do is walk you to get to who's next.
Bruder waiting her chance. 2-2 from Thomas. Moultrie on the run, throw to the other side of the bag. Adding to her single season record with her 29th steal of the year. Kuba foul ball. Asia waits on the change, pops it up to Vach. Side retired. The hit, 1 left on. The Gators up 5 through 4.
I spent a lot of time away from my teams, but thanks to the Watch ESPN app, I don't miss nothing.
The new Watch ESPN app. The ESPN network's live on your phone and tablet.
At Dairy Queen, we don't stop at good enough. We don't just stop at treats. We also make amazing food. We don't just give you a bacon cheese grill burger for lunch. We give you a shake, too, for just $3.99. We don't just have a fluffy cloud. We have a fluffy cloud that goes... Yeah! And I'm not just water skiing. I'm water ski boxing. Because at Dairy Queen, good isn't good enough. Yeah! A quarter-pound bacon cheese grill burger and a famous DQ shake for just $3.99. So good, it's ridiculous.
For me, it was a calling.
To be there for the veterans who protect our freedoms.
Working with today's VA, I can use my license anywhere in the U.S.
In the city.
Or the wide open spaces.
It's amazing how you can grow as a doctor.
A nurse. A pharmacist.
You grow as a person.
It's the quality of care our veterans deserve.
This is what I'm called to do.
NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Oh, Mike Yam in studio with you over on ESPN. It's the final two smart kids in the spelling bee. Our social media coordinator, Shannon Cross, is with us. And Shannon, over on ABC, the NBA Finals has some competition.
It does, and a lot of people choosing to watch Mizzou and the Gators. We've even have Lanny K8 who tweeted, "I'm sick of all the talk about the Miami Heat's Big Three. Check out some real power with Florida's Big Three. Bruder, Bush, and Schutte." And then Hillcox18 said, "I knew the Gators wouldn't let us down. As good as Mizzou is, they don't stand much of a chance versus Florida's Big Three." Keep your tweets coming with the hashtag WCWS. Back to you, Beth.
Thank you very much, Shannon. And it is a 5-0 lead for Florida, powered by the 2 home runs. 7 hits off of Chelsea Thomas tonight. And Michelle Moultrie has been the instigator with a single, scored a run, and then the solo home run, and Megan Bush a 2-run homer. Hannah Rogers on in relief, and Stephanie Brombacher. Nine, and then the top of the order here for Missouri. We had a couple of base runners in the second, and then the bases loaded in the third when Tim Walton made the pitching change. He's been pulling all the right strings, pushing all the right buttons tonight. You had a chance to play for him, actually, over the summer. That'll be your coach again in NPF.
Yeah, he coaches the USSSA Florida Pride, and actually Bruder will be playing for that team this summer, and a lot of the players we've talked about, but something I picked up from him last summer, been playing the sport so long, is the way he does teach hitting. He's a power guy. I love learning from him, talking extension, and that it's okay to strike out. And no hitter wants to strike out, but if you talk to all these Florida hitters, he gives them confidence to let go, to free swing, to just swing as hard as you can. If you miss it, you miss it. He'd rather have 3 strikeouts with that possibility to hit the ball out. And I don't know if I agree with it all the time. I love the short game, but I'll tell you what, it works for them.
I'm not sure, though, is it coaching over the summer, or is it managing all the egos of that team and that Murderers Row lineup you've got there in Orlando?
It's definitely a lot of fun.
Former All-Americans and Olympians and gold medals hanging all over the dugout and national championship trash talking going on. Rhea Taylor's 0 for 2. Make it 0 for 3 as Rogers gets the strikeout. They have been very effective at keeping her off the bases. Baylor and Alabama were winners earlier today as they defeated Oklahoma State and Cal, so the Bears and the Cowgirls falling into the losers bracket. Try and turn 2. Got it! Everything going well for the Florida Gators so far tonight. Quality pitching. The big defensive plays and, of course, the hitting. 5-0 Florida in control.
Baseball Tonight is on the road, live from the iconic ballparks of America.
Outside of Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium. We are here in St. Louis.
This is baseball's biggest stage. Our team breaks down the Sunday night matchup.
Robinson Cano has been bumped up into the cleanup spot.
From the clubhouse, in the dugout, and on the field. Plus, John Kruk and Barry Larkin give you an insider's look at the stadiums and what makes each one unique.
Right here's where the real fans said.
Baseball Tonight, live from the ballpark, Sundays at 7 on ESPN.
When you live out here, it's easy to get connected to nature. Other things, not so much. If you've been dealing with a dial-up internet connection, you know what I'm talking about. Good thing HughesNet is here.
HughesNet is high-speed internet by satellite that's available everywhere, even where you live, and it doesn't tie up your phone line. Now you can surf your favorite websites, bank online, shop for the best deals, find friends, and watch that video clip everyone's been talking about, all in a snap. Try doing that with dial-up. Take music, for example. In the time it takes you to download one song on dial-up, you could download an album on HughesNet.
You don't have to settle for dial-up just because of where you live. No way. And best of all, with free standard installation, HughesNet is more affordable than ever.
Order HughesNet now and get free standard installation. Call 1-800-580-1340 or go online to HughesNet60.com.
Welcome back to the 2011 Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. The canal flowing through Bricktown here in downtown Oklahoma City with the baseball stadium, the AAA team off in the distance. And we're out at ASA Hall of Fame Stadium for the Women's College World Series, our fourth game of the day. And Florida with the 5-0 lead over Missouri, and it's been a rough night for Chelsea Thomas.
Well, and Chelsea Thomas was successful early on, pitching her drop and arrive out of the zone, but when the Gators caught up to her pitches is when she went more middle, and sometimes even right down the middle of the plate, and you can't do that against a Florida team. And that's where Thomas, when you see her on, she'll maybe chip at the corners, but she's not going to throw the ball very middle, and right now that's been her demise. And Florida, all it takes is one, and it just opens the floodgates.
Yeah, now that last pitch to Megan Bush was flat and right down the middle. And you can't do that with Megan Bush, who has 21 home runs now on the season, a new record at Florida. Bush and Moultrie have gone yard today. Kelsey Bruder, 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Bruder has scored twice and has driven in a run. Looked like she came back with the changeup there. They hit the changeup well early, and they have not been able to go back to it. First base Lee, foul ball.
Well, and Beth, it wasn't even that they hit it, it was that they were really sitting on it. And I think there's a difference. Thomas, the way she throws her changeup, she jelly-legs people. They miss by miles. They don't just hit a line drive inches from her head. And I think that's the difference. And you don't want to throw a pitch that you know another team is seeing or feeling or whatever it is, but they definitely could see something with Thomas's change.
And that has rendered one of her primary pitches useless thus far tonight.
Well, and what Coach Aaron Earlywine also said is that she isn't throwing the ball as hard as she normally does. So you eliminate her best pitch, and you take away a lot of her velocity.
Bruder walks on the off-speed. And we'll remind you, Saturday afternoon, the ABC has the WNBA for you with the Seattle Storm and the Phoenix Mercury. It's the WNBA presented by Pennzoil on ABC Saturday at 3 Eastern. As things stand right now, the Gators would face Arizona State tomorrow night, and Missouri would come back in loser's bracket on Saturday against Oklahoma. Still a ways to go here unless the Gators can pick up 3 more runs. The run rule is in effect until the championship series. If Florida scores 3, the game's over. Schutte drove in a run with the squeeze in the first inning, grounded out in the third. The home run hitting Megan Bush is on deck. Dropped for the strikeout. That's number 5 tonight for Chelsea Thomas. That's been her best pitch so far this evening.
Well, it's her best pitch when it's out of the zone. I mean, it starts low at the knee and then it just breaks off a table. But when she throws it up, that's when it becomes a cookie.
Megan Bush told us yesterday that she counts on the timing of her swing. That's how she knows she's in a groove, and boy, her timing's been pretty good tonight. Fouls that one back on the hit and run. Here's what Megan Bush did in her last at-bat.
This ball was out as soon as it hit the bat, and this is the Megan Bush we've known throughout her career. The reason why she's the SEC home run leader. She doesn't hit little bloopers over the fence. She's got monstrous power.
That was her first in 15 games. She had been in a bit of a drought. Bush's last home run was on April 23rd. Before she connected in the third inning. Change got by her there, 2-2.
Tell you what, when that pitch is on, it is beautiful. 46 miles per hour. A little drop at the end of it. Just a nice changeup.
Blows it by Bush. 6 strikeouts, 2 down. Cheyenne Coyle struck out in the first, singled in the third. Tried to lay it down. 0-2. Telling his team that it's not a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. If our pitchers can keep us in games, if we can get out to a lead, he thinks they've got a great chance of winning the championship, and that's exactly how things have fallen into place so far tonight. Thomas lost that one high. And the base runner left early. That's the 3rd time we've seen that called today. Bruder called out for leaving the bag before it left Thomas's hand. 5-0 Florida.
Who has the best baby back ribs in America tonight? We're talking all-you-can-eat baby backs.
Fall off the bone good. On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Golden Corral does it again. Our endless, mouth-watering baby back ribs are back. Non-stop fall-off-the-bone baby backs drenched in our signature barbecue sauce. All on our endless dinner buffet, still for around $10.
$10? I am blown away.
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
Look outside. It's grow time. So let's plant some perennials that'll turn up every year. Trees and shrubs to give us depth, and fill it out with flowers placed in just the perfect place. Let's start at the place with the best plants, people, and prices. What do you say we plant a weekend, water it, and watch a summer spring up? More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, Roundup Weed and Grass Killer or Ortho Weed Begone Max is just $8.88.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can. Now that you know the truth, know this. The more of your world you put in good hands, the more you can save. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you like Allstate.
Engines are tuned. So are Mobil 1 motor oils. Tuned for blistering performance. Tuned for everyday extremes. And with Mobil 1 Extended Performance, tuned to keep your engine running like new for up to 15,000 miles between oil changes. Mobil 1 Extended Performance, from the motor oil brand designed to keep your engine running like new.
Welcome back to the 2011 Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One. Outside Hall of Fame Stadium, where it's been another record-setting day here at the Women's College World Series. A new mark for opening day attendance. And we are in the nightcap of 4. The pitchers dominating early. Kelsey Dunn for Alabama. Whitney Canyon for Baylor. They both threw shutouts in the afternoon session. Dallas Escobedo put the clamps on Oklahoma in a 3-1 Arizona State win. And here tonight, it's been the Florida hitting that has gotten the job done. And Stephanie Brombacher and Hannah Rogers working on a 2-hit shutout for the Gators. Megan Bush with a 2-run home run. Michelle Moultrie with a solo shot. And the best home run hitting team in the country, now up to 112 for the season. 3, 4, and 5 here for the Tigers. Nicole Hudson grounded out in the first, walked in the third. This is the second time through for this group. Hudson was the first batter to face Rogers when she came on in relief in the third inning.
One of the stories I like about Hudson, the reason she's had a really breakout season, she talks about working on hitting the rise ball and how she went back to the garage at home with her dad, setting up a high tee and really revamping her swing. But like, it just reminds me of when you're a young kid and you go home and you just breaking out the tee, get dad in the garage, and it's helped her be a more patient hitter, which you see with that walk right there. But I just really love the ownership that a lot of these student athletes take, not always relying on their coaches to tell them what to do and how to do it.
It's right back up the middle by Ashley Fleming, and a couple of base runners here for Missouri with nobody out. Tigers starting to show a little life here. This would be the biggest comeback of the season for Missouri, the largest deficit they have overcome this season, just 2 runs. So this would be quite a memorable one if Mizzou can pull it off. Catherine Lee fouls it back. Lee walked in the second, flew out to left field in the third. It away, 1-1. Center and drifting over to make the catch, Brittany Schutte. The throw gets by everybody over towards the Florida dugout. Brombacher there to back it up. Runners have to hold. Well, the NCAA championship action continues tomorrow on ESPN and ESPNU. It's baseball starting at noon, running through 2 a.m. Eastern. And we've got a doubleheader for you from the Women's College World Series on ESPN at 7 Eastern. For more information, log on to NCAA.com. It's your home for all 88 NCAA championships. And Tim Walton out there perhaps to remind his Gators, hey, we need to refocus here. They had been cruising along with the 5-0 lead, and then the walk, the single, and then the near throwing miscue that didn't end up doing them any damage. .45 pitches in relief for Rogers. Foul ball from Schweisberger. Marlowe struck out in the second, grounded out in the fourth.
I think one of the few negative things about having such a dominant pitcher on your team all season long, as Missouri has had with Chelsea Thomas, is that you haven't had as an offense to score a lot of runs. And usually 1 run, 2 run, Beth, you mentioned it earlier, the biggest deficit they've had to come behind all year is 2 runs. That's, you don't hear that very often. It's because they rely on their pitcher. And not that they ever don't want to score more runs, but you can get away with 1 or 2 and not really have to put that pressure on after that.
Got the strikeout. 2 down. 4th for Rogers. That'll bring up Lisa Simmons. Popped up to first base. And a fly out to right. Missouri trying to avoid the exact same fate at the hands of the Gators last year when Florida beat them here at the World Series 5-0 and did the damage with home runs. Winner comes right back to play Arizona State tomorrow night, and the loser will have the day off and then a date with Oklahoma Saturday morning. fall into the loser's bracket, you have to win twice Saturday, twice Sunday to get into the finals. That's only happened twice in 29 years, so the team has won the championship after losing its first game.
It's always a nice feeling to be able to get to Sunday. I mean, you have two back-to-back, you win tonight and then you play tomorrow night. But if you can get that Saturday day off, scout the teams, regroup, have a nice little practice session, build some confidence, and then go into Sunday in the driver's seat knowing that who you're playing has to beat you twice just to get to Monday.
Full count to Simmons. Simmons out to left center. Moultrie won't get there. 2 runs will score for the Tigers, and they're back in business. Lisa Simmons, a 2-run double with 2 outs.
Lisa Simmons just does a nice job of going with this pitch. You gotta love Michelle Moultrie and the amount of distance she covers and almost has a chance for what is clearly a double all the way, but wow. And this is exactly what Missouri needs, not only for this game, putting them back in this ball game, but just making a statement that their offense can score.
They'll go with a pinch hitter here in Catherine Poet with another runner in scoring position. Full count with 2 outs, and Simmons sends it out to left center, and a 2-run double. One to Poet. Backhanded fair by Fagan, who makes the play across the diamond. A runner left on. Fagan able to prevent further damage, but the Tigers plate 2. It's a 5-2 Gators lead.
Also get a free flight.
You know that comes with a private island.
Really?
No, it comes with a hat. You see, airline credit cards promise flights for 25,000 miles, but
there's never any seats for 25,000 miles.
Frustrating, isn't it? But that won't happen with the Capital One Venture Card. You can book any airline, anytime. Hey, I just said that. After all, isn't traveling hard enough?
To get the flight you want, sign up for a Venture Card at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet? It's okay. I played a pilot before.
At Bayer, we've been relieving pain for over 100 years. And today, we're reinventing aspirin for pain relief with new extra-strength Bayer Advanced Aspirin. It has microparticles, so it enters the bloodstream faster and rushes relief right to the site of your tough pain. In fact, it's clinically proven to relieve pain twice as fast. New Bayer Advanced Aspirin. Extra-strength pain relief, twice as fast.
First Android 3.0 tablet. What's so special?
Android 3.0 is designed for serious multitasking.
Oh, did she read my mind? Anyway, how can I convince my wife?
Your wife will love the dual-core Tegra 2 chipset to stream movies from Android Market. It's also 4G LTE upgradable.
Must be this toothache making me hear things.
Say you need a dentist nearby. The new Google Maps can show you in 3D.
A wide selection of tablets at great prices from the people who know them best. Verizon.
Mike Yam in studio with you, and we got a good one over on ABC. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Dirk ties this game up for the Mavs at 90 apiece. Dallas on a 17-2 run to tie this thing up under a minute to play. Closing minute. Once again, over on ABC, this is a Heat team that led by as many as 15 in the fourth quarter. Beth?
Well, things tightening up down in Miami and a little bit closer here in Oklahoma City as well, as Missouri has put a couple on the board. It's still 5-2 Florida as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Our final game of the day, we've played 4 here on opening day of the Women's College World Series. And as we head inside Hall of Fame Stadium, let's get you caught up on all the action. And we started out with Alabama and Cal.
Kayla Hunt coming up big. 1 run to score. Kima Davis was all they needed to hold on. And then it was Kelsey Kettler coming up big with what she called a fatty post-game.
The walk-off.
To win it 1-0 in game 3. Dallas Escobedo just on fire, lights out the offense of ASU. 1 through 9, getting it done. Caitlin Boyd, that beautiful lefty swing, topping it off with a home run.
So those winners all move on and will play tomorrow night. Alabama will take on Baylor, and then Arizona State will get the winner of this game between the Tigers and the Gators. And if you can win on Friday night, you are in great shape. Friday night winners have won 25 of the 29 national championships. That speaks to the importance of staying in the winner's bracket. Good times down in the dugout for the Gators. Cheyenne Coyle, 6, 7, and 8 here. Coyle was at the plate when Kelsey Bruder was called out for leaving first base too soon in the bottom of the 5th. If Thomas can keep it close, Missouri has the top of its order coming up in its last chance in the 7th inning. Coyle was taking all the way. Coyle has the lead-off walk. Here comes Tiffany DeFelice. The senior struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded to third base in the 3rd. Laying down the sacrifice, 1 down. Coyle was 2nd. Felice gets a standing O from the crowd. They like the small ball and the fundamentals. It's been a frustrating day for fans of the bunt today. The teams have struggled a bit in that department, but not so there for DeFelice.
And I think the irony is that we've seen teams all day struggle with just laying down simple sacrifice, getting the bunt down, and the team that's all about the power and not about the short game, Florida, laid down a sacrifice squeeze bunt, not a sacrifice, but a squeeze bunt on a pitch that was up at Schuette's eyes, and then DeFelice laying down the sacrifice. So kudos to Florida and Tim Walton that they brag about the long ball and not doing the short game, but when push comes to shove, they can do that too.
His philosophy is simple. We're here to outscore people. They've done an awfully good job of it all year long. One, 2 to Casey Fagan. 2-2. Fagan, a freshman from Dunnellon, Florida, played high school ball for her dad, Kevin. couple of state championships together. Played travel ball with Alabama freshman Jackie Traina, who came on in relief for the Crimson Tide earlier today. Thomas gets a strikeout with the drop, 2 down. The NCAA College Baseball Regionals get underway tomorrow on ESPNU. We've got 4 games for you, a couple from Gainesville and a couple from Fullerton. The road to Omaha begins this weekend on ESPNU. Gamma laces it out to center, and that will fall in front of Taylor, and a run scores. RBI single for the 9-hitter gets Coyle home.
Beth, this is where that sacrifice bunt paid off so much. Otherwise, this ball, Rhea Taylor might not even lay out for and would have saved a run. She goes all out, just barely missing. And we've seen both Moultrie and Taylor, both center fielders from both teams, just make some great, spectacular attempts, even though they haven't been able to come up with it.
10th RBI of the season for Gamma, and here comes Moultrie on the top of the order. We'd love to put a clock on Moultrie and Taylor, for that matter, to see about the speed from first to third, to see if they're in the Caitlin Lowe category, speed from home to first base.
Well, that's what's fun, is being able to compare numbers, you know, getting World Series numbers of the past, some of the really speedy runners like a Dee Douglas out of LSU, and Trina Peel and Caitlin Lowe, Natasha Wally, but nowadays Michelle Moultrie and Rhea Taylor, Kayla Breaux at Alabama, all of them under 3 seconds, but where are they at and how do they compare? Might have to just do that this World Series.
Moultrie on base for the 4th time tonight. And now it's Asia Pakuba. A couple of ground outs and a pop-up for Asia. One and one. Upstairs, 2 and 1. Two. Thomas gets another strikeout. That's 8 on the night. Last chance coming up for Mizzou as we head to the 7th.
NCAA and DonorsChoose.org are working together to put academic and athletic supplies back into our schools. And you can join the NCAA in supporting the needs of teachers' projects. From athletics to academics, find out how you can help future student athletes at ncaa.org/fundthefuture.
Dish Network claims to be a better value than DirecTV. But did you know that their Top 120 package includes 32 music stations and dozens of TV channels you've probably never even heard of? So why does Dish Network call it America's Top 120 if you only get a few decent TV channels? With DirecTV's Choice Package, you get the highest rated channels with your favorite shows. So don't be fooled by Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
So what's the snapshot discount?
It's pretty revolutionary. Patented, actually. It takes a snapshot of your good driving habits so you can save money.
This, like a snapshot.
That's what I'm talking about. In a sports car. Show it to me. Yes. I want to believe it. Fierce. Love it. I think we have it.
The Snapshot discount. New, huge, and only from Progressive.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by the Capital One Venture Card, with double miles on every purchase every day.
Oh, Mike Ham in studio with you. Just going final moments ago on ABC. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Next, Dirk Nowitzki. He scored the Mavs' final 9 points. He had 24 on the night. D-Wade's desperation triple off the mark. Dallas, they closed the game on a 22-5 run to take game number 2. And speaking of game 3, it's going to go down at 8 Eastern time on Sunday from Dallas. Once again on ABC. Post-game coverage of Game 2 going on right now on SportsCenter on ESPN.
Well, the Mavericks able to even it up. One game apiece headed to Game 3. And here at the Women's College World Series, Florida leading Missouri 6-2. They've got the rally caps on as we head to the top of the 7th. And the last chance for the Tigers, 9-1-2 due up. And it's Abby Vaught, who has walked twice tonight against Hannah Rogers, the freshman in the circle. Winner will get Arizona State tomorrow night. Top-seeded Sun Devils defeated Oklahoma earlier this evening. And their freshman ace, Dallas Escobedo. .66 miles an hour from Hannah Rogers. Freshman from Lake Wales came on in relief in the 3rd inning. Got out of a bases-loaded jam. The only trouble that she got into was in the last inning. A couple of runs in the 6th. And it started off with a walk to lead off the inning. To Rogers, 1 away. How about our Capital One player of the game? And it's Michelle Moultrie, 2 for 3, including a home run, a stolen base, scored a couple of times.
Just her presence on this team. She does so many things. We saw that diving attempt she made in left center. You see the way she runs the base paths and just her at-bats in general, the athleticism. I mean, she is that quiet person, and Coach Tim Walton said you won't hear her say more than 4 or 5 words the entire year. But she does it on the field, and those are the best kind of teammates.
And here's her center field leadoff counterpart, Rhea Taylor. And unfortunately for the Tigers, her story tonight has been just the opposite. She has yet to get on base with a couple of pop-ups and a strikeout. Down to Megan Bush. Right back at Rogers, knocks it down with a glove and makes the play to first. reflexes.
Maria Taylor just goes up and gets this ball, and Rogers reacts quickly, kind of getting her glove up to protect herself. But Maria Taylor, I know, frustrated, obviously 0 for 3 now, 0 for 4. Hits the ball hard and just can't find that hole.
Taylor in her World Series career had come in tonight 6 for 10, but 0 for 4 against the Gators this evening, and now it's down to Jenna Marston. Oh and 1. Rogers misses low. Down to their last strike. Missed it high, 2-2. Reaches for it. Coyle, it's short. Florida Gators pick up the win over Missouri, 6-2. Rogers on in relief of Brombacher. And the Gators powered by a couple of home runs in the third inning. And they have a date with the top seed Arizona State tomorrow night.
Florida just coming in tonight with a game plan. They knew what they wanted to hit with Chelsea Thomas, and they did it, and they did it big in the first inning, and that just, it set the tone for the rest of the game.
So that'll wrap up opening day at the Women's College World Series. In the top half of the bracket, Baylor and Alabama tomorrow night. In the winner's bracket, Oklahoma State and Cal each suffering the loss today. And in the lower half of the bracket, Arizona State, Florida, tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern. And in the loser's bracket, Saturday afternoon, it's Oklahoma and Missouri. Down to the field now, Holly Rose got Michelle Moultrie.
Well, Michelle, you had 89 hits coming in tonight, and only 2 of them had been home runs. So what happened when you stepped up to the plate in the third inning?
I don't know. I guess sometimes I just try to mix it up. Sometimes I'm bunt, sometimes I hit, and I just saw that one and I wanted to hit it, so it went over, and so that was great.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Off the bat, I thought maybe, but then I thought no, and then but I kept running and I saw that it was over the fence, so I was really excited about that.
How do you describe the game plan that Coach Walton gave you guys tonight? You hit Chelsea Thomas more than any other team this season.
He did a really great job. Our coaches always do a great job scouting and doing things like that, and so we tried to have a better game plan, moved up in the box to try to stay on some of her pitches, and it really worked, so got to give credit to the coaches and stuff for that.
Now you have a date with Arizona State tomorrow night. What do you know so far about them and their hard-hitting freshman pitcher, Dallas Escobedo?
Well, they're a great team. We're just going to come, just keep playing our same game and hope for the win.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Holly and Michelle Moultrie. Big night for the Florida leadoff with one of their 2 home runs. The other, a 2-run shot from Megan Bush. And our final score, Florida 6, Missouri 2. Baseball tonight is coming up next, and tune in tomorrow for more action from the Women's College World Series. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more coverage, tune in to ESPNU. And for Jessica Mendoza and Holly Rowe and our entire crew, I'm Beth Mowens. Good night from Oklahoma City. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Winner's Bracket Friday.
Hey, it's Steve Berthiaume here with Barry Larkin and Doug Glanville. What a night we had around the major leagues on Thursday. One player had a 3-home run game. Another team, Barry, came from 7 runs down to win.
And Brian Sabian, GM of the Giants, is not happy about the Buster Posey play. You'll hear all about that.
I'll show you how to make a great catch running into the wall
without getting hurt.
Careful now. Plus, Kurt Schilling is with us. We'll talk about the one-year anniversary of Armando Galarraga's near-perfect game. Plus, Buster Olney and Tim Kirkton as well. Baseball Tonight's on the air. Baseball Tonight is presented by Jeep. Hey there, welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthium along the way here with Barry Larkin and Doug Glanville. It's the cavalcade of stars. Kurt Schilling, Buster Olney, and Tim Kirkton will join us later in this hour as well. We are on for 1 hour and 1 minute here on ESPN2 following softball, and by now you should all be very good spellers. How do you spell home run? Aubrey Huff had the answer for the Giants against the Cardinals. We're in St. Louis. Colby Rasmus up here, bottom three. Up 1-0 off Jonathan Sanchez. This will score 2. It's a 2-run triple, and it's a 3-0 St. Louis lead.
Colby Rasmus had 6 RBIs in this game today, swinging the bat very well. A lot of runs scored against these two teams.
Lance Lynn, great name, making his major league debut. Getting some help from his defense in the fourth. Ryan Theriot, they can only get one. Should have been an inning-ending double play. Next up, it's Aubrey Huff, and too bad that didn't end the inning.
You did say help, didn't you?
I was trying to be supportive.
I don't know how much help that was, but how about Aubrey Huff?
He's hot right now, and a sinker ball pitcher, that's right up his alley.
Top 6, and once again the defense not quite being supportive. Sanchez, Rasmus, Alan Craig. I got it, you got it.
That's right. That's a lack of communication right there, and that's what happens when you have like pieces that are here and there and the other. Sometimes one person doesn't take control or command, and that's what happens.
Andres Torres back up the box, next batter. So once again, a Cardinal defensive error results in a Giant run. 3-3. Later in the inning, it's 4-3 Giants. Drops in. John Jay can't quite get there. 3-run sixth for San Fran. They're up 5-3.
You know, that's been an issue with San Francisco in the last couple of years, is being able to score runs. So you wouldn't get a day like Aubrey Huff had today. You've got to relish and cherish those kind of days.
98-mile-an-hour fastball from Michael Clayto. Huff hits his second. Bases loaded for Rasmus, bottom 7. Off Guillermo Mota, he had a 6 RBI game, and now it's 10-7.
Yeah, the Cardinals are going to really need Rasmus to step it up. Clearly with Holiday on the shelf, a lot of injury problems. They need him to be very productive.
Huff's already had 2 home runs in the game. There's 3. His first career 3 home run game. Giants win it 12-7.
You know, that is a great feeling. I did that one time in my career.
You had a 3-homer game.
Yeah, one time.
The third time. You know what? I'm not going to argue with it.
It was nice.
It had to be.
It was.
12-7. So we have 21 hits and a lot of them home runs. Rasmus the grand slam and 6 RBI, but it comes in a Cardinal loss. Huff homers 3 times. Freddie Sanchez homers. Sanchez the win, FL to save. Giants win in St. Louis. Aubrey Huff, 3 home runs tonight for the Giants. First Giant with a 3-homer game since J.T. Snow in August of 2004. That was at Philadelphia. It's the 6th 3-homer game this season, all coming since May 12th. So we've had a run of these lately as the weather gets a little warmer.
You know, the problem is, like, after the 3-run home run game, you figure you're a home run hitter, and then you go out there and try to hit them, and then you don't hit one for the next 3 weeks. That's a problem.
You go from 30 home runs the previous year to 10.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That happens. As for the Giants, they are obviously without Buster Posey after he was injured and likely out for the season after this collision with the Marlins Scott Cousin last week. There is more fallout now from the Cousins-Posey collision, and today it came from the Giants general manager Brian Sabean. Here are his now controversial comments.
If you watch what we've seen frame by frame and the different angles, he does not take the path to plate to try to score. He intently goes after Buster, where it's right shoulder on right shoulder, and to me that's malicious. If I never hear from Cousins again, or he never plays another year, a day in the big leagues, I think we'll all be happy. He chose to be a hero in my mind, and if that's his flash of fame, then that's as good as it's going to get, Val. We'll have a long memory, and believe me, we've talked to Matheny and how this game works. You can't be that out and out overly aggressive. Let's put it that way. I'll put it as politically as I can state it, but there's no love lost, and there shouldn't be.
Let's talk to Buster Olney about this. He spent a few days recently with the San Francisco Giants. Buster, to what degree do Brian Sabean's comments here reflect the feeling of the entire organization?
How about directly? Now, it is unusual to hear an executive with one team criticize a player on another team in that way, and I'm going to be curious to see what Major League Baseball has to say about this. But the Giants' anger is real, and I think it's lasting, and it's something that is really gnawing away at this team. Now, a couple of days after the Posey injury, Bruce Bochy, the Giants manager, held a team meeting. He told them basically that they needed to turn the page. Cody Ross told me that what Bochy said was right on the mark. It was the right thing to say. But hey, here's the bottom line. They don't have Posey for the rest of the year. They're upset about how this injury took place, and I think this is a factor that shouldn't be underrated as we look at Sabian's comments. You could tell that a lot of the Giants were affected by being in the trainer's room as Buster Posey was being treated right after that game was over. They saw how upset he was. They saw how much pain he was in, and I think that's had a lasting impact on the people in this organization.
Buster, thank you. Stand by. We'll talk to you again later in this hour here on Baseball Tonight. Major League Baseball security has been notified after Scott Cousins confirmed he has received death threats. When reached on Thursday night, Cousins declined to comment really specifically on anything Sabian said, but added, "I've said my piece. I feel horrible for Posey. The aftermath of this has not been fun." Back here with Barry Larkin and Doug Glanville. Brian Sabian used the word malicious. He said it will have long memory. What's your take on this?
Well, I think if I was a member of the organization, of the San Francisco Giants organization, I think I would feel the same way. But the reality of the matter is the fact that we're playing hardball out there. I think Scott Cousins, in his defense, had to make a decision. Am I going to possibly be out? And if I'm going to possibly be out, how can I avoid that? That's by dislodging the ball from Buster Posey. That's what he did. He had to make a decision. Buster Posey, in my opinion, was in a bad position simply because he didn't catch the ball. The ball jumped up on him. He was in an awkward position. He ended up getting hurt. But I've played the game for 19 years, and for 19 years, I've seen guys go and bear over the catcher.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's part of the game, no question about it. But look, baseball has a long memory. It's all about the grudges, right? You remember a guy who hit you in the first inning 5 years ago, and you remember that. That's what's part of it. Now, as an organization, sure, the Giants are going to protect their own, and I appreciate that. But I think it's completely extreme to sit there and incite people to that level. I mean, it's not appropriate for someone to get death threats and all these things. I mean, he's a young player. He was aggressive. Maybe it got a little bit dangerous for everybody, but at the same time, I mean, for you to be an authority figure and inciting a group of people, I think that's over the line.
Malicious is certainly a trigger word. You said if you were on the Giants, you would likely feel the same way,
Sure.
Yet you also say that it was a clean hit or a clean play.
Absolutely.
Those two things seem to be in conflict.
There's no contradiction there. We're going out there and we're playing Major League Baseball. We're playing baseball. This is hardball. You know what? If someone happened to run over my teammate, I would feel the same way. I would not like the person that was running over my teammate. And if I were a pitcher, I might take it on my own to decide to hit that guy whenever I had an opportunity.
Even though you agreed it was a clean play?
Absolutely,
Okay.
but it's hardball. You know what? It's not a bad play for a pitcher to come back and say, you know what? You ran over my catcher. Take that one in the ribs.
Right, and also as a runner, I mean, look, once you get 20 feet from the catcher, I mean, you've already decided what you're going to do. So, I mean, if you change your mind there, you're the one who's going to end up on the disabled list. So, look, it's a tough decision. It is part of the game. It's unfortunate that he got hurt, right, but I don't think you need to incite people to that extent.
Brian Sabian's comments in the news today. Yesterday, it was comments made by Mets manager Terry Collins, who finally had his big Mets postgame rant. It came yesterday. Here it is.
I'm sick of trying to describe seventh innings. It's about 5 in a row. I'm sick of trying to describe them. Kid pitched his butt off tonight. Well, they get 8 hits, 7 infield hits, and we look up and we're behind. I'm wringing the rag dry of coming in here and, having you looking at you guys and having you look at me like I'm a stinking fool.
That was Terry Collins after a particularly ugly Met loss yesterday.
That's called frustration right there.
Well, we'll see if they react today against the Pirates at Citi Field. Neil Walker, that's 455.
That's a bomb right there, and it certainly did not look good for the Metropolitans early in the game.
So after the rant, they're down 7-0 in the third inning against the Pirates, but Carlos Beltran brings it back, a home run off Paul Maholm, and it's 7-3. It's 7-5 in the sixth. Daniel Murphy. And they get to Maholm here. They're coming back up.
Well, you know what, look, the Mets have a lot of guys, a lot of pieces. They don't know which guy's going to be on the way out, but they're still trying to scrap, and everybody's trying to fight for their position.
Runners on the corners, 2 out. Chris Resop on to relieve Maholm. Wild pitch. Ruben Tejada comes in and ties it up. Maholm, 6 earned, 5 2/3, 8 hits. We're in the 8th. Chris Capuano pinch hitting after he, well, quote, pitched his butt off the other day. Willie Harris into pinch run. Capuano will square, but now it's foul. Now it's 1-1. Hold on, Doug. What's going on? Willie Harris is still at second.
Looks like a balk.
Your eye, bottom of your screen. Second base umpire Doug Eddings calls the balk on Jose Veras. Never came to a complete stop. There's the balk. So they give Willie Harris second base.
And that was a proper call. He did not come to a stop at all.
And that negates the foul ball. And since the count is still 1-1, Terry Collins will pinch hit Josh Tolley for Capuano. Veras throws a strike. Thinks it's strike three. Oh, there's been an issue with the count, so the at-bat will continue. And that's not good news for Veras. That one's in the dirt. Harris is now at third base.
Well, this is a wacky inning for absolutely everybody right now, but Terry Collins came out looking like a genius today.
Ruben Tejada to center. Now Harris can tag up. So it's a balk and a wild pitch. He goes first to third, then comes into the sac fly.
That is called manufacturing runs off the back of the other team.
That is called a great managerial strategy right there.
Base is loaded 2 outs later in the inning, and Veras walks Beltran. Tolley scores. Now it's 9-7 Mets, and they're taking advantage of the opportunities presented to them. Top 9 K-Rod, man on third, 2 outs. So the Pirates here get the tying run to the plate, and Walker has a base hit. Xavier Paul scores.
Neil Walker is some kind of impressive. You saw the bomb earlier, and then you see this hit right here. He has had a great season so far.
K-Rod gets Lyle Overbay to pop up to third, and the Mets come back. What a comeback it was for the Mets. 7 runs, and they win it 9-8. Isringhausen the win in relief, and K-Rod, who's really been good, 16 saves.
Are you a Met fan?
I work with a great deal of Met fans.
There are a lot of Met fans here, and I'm sure they're very happy about this today.
I don't think Met fans are happy about anything, frankly. I would use morose. I would use miserable. I would use resigned.
Mark Schumann, our producer, he's a Met fan, isn't he?
I think he's more wrapped up in the Stanley Cup Finals. In this hour ahead, the happy recap continues. The Red Sox need a pitcher. We'll talk to Tim Kirch about who they might get and how long Daisuke may be gone. Is he back or gone for good? And Kurt Schilling on the almost perfect anniversary of Armando Galarraga.
To some, water and dirt turn into mud. To others, an obstacle. But when you're genetically engineered with Jeep 4x4 capability and iconic beauty, it's more like a mud bath at the spa. The 2011 Jeep Compass, the evolution of a legendary bloodline. Well-qualified lessees can get a 2011 Jeep Compass Sport 4x2 for $239 a month.
Trouble, 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 trouble. Trouble been dog in my soul since the day I was born. Worry, oh, worry, 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 worry.
When it comes to things you care about, leave nothing to chance. Travelers, take the scary out of life.
You don't make the world's best chicken by pressing a button. It takes a cook. We're KFC, and we've got a certified cook in every restaurant, freshly making the Colonel's original recipe today and every day. 11 herbs and spices, hand-breaded, hands down, the world's best chicken. Today is a KFC day, so bring home a real meal. 10 pieces of that famous chicken, 3 large sides, and 6 biscuits. Enough real food to feed a family of 4 or more. Just $20. Today tastes so good.
Losing power shouldn't mean losing time. The Next Tech Quick Boost, giving you a charge in just 3 minutes, getting you back to work faster. Get a free drill with purchase of one of these 12-volt tools. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium lasts up to 8 times longer versus Energizer Max, which means up to 8 times less waste. Energizer Ultimate Lithium. Now that's positive energy.
ABC Tuesday, June 21st.
Has anybody ever told you about your eyes? They're amazing.
You know, you can do the doctors, and they can do you too, for all I care. But you leave my nurses alone.
This is Dr. Gordon. She's the one who saved your life.
If you want to thank somebody,
Thank her.
I'm a neurosurgeon. We don't do ordinary.
you were right. Nothing prepared me for this place.
What could I say? Welcome to Kandahar.
ABC's Combat Hospital. Series premiere Tuesday, June 21st on ABC.
Baseball Tonight is presented by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. and in part by Travelers, insurance for auto, home, and business. The Rays and the Mariners with Larry Bernandez on the mound at Safeco Field, and the King looking really good here against Tampa Bay.
Well, it's all about fastball control, and there you can see that fastball control makes that breaking ball so much more effective. He has seen Michael Pineda go out there and pitch, and I think he's made some adjustments because he's seen Michael Pineda be very effective with that slider.
And the Mariners, who have struggled all season long with offense, are suddenly teeing off on big game James Shields. That is Jack Huss' second of the year. Then Carlos Peguero later in the inning, and he gets every bit of that one. Wow.
This guy has some big-time pop. I'm telling you, they got some guys that can hit the ball in Seattle. Can't score a lot of runs yet, but when you got this guy on the mound, Mike Pineda, I tell you, you don't have to score that many.
Doug, what makes King Felix so effective?
Just the way the ball drops out. That could have been a changeup, too. He throws an 82-mile-an-hour changeup, has the same effect.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, 95. Take that one.
Yep, just in case.
Tough way to start a long road trip for the Rays. They got to go all the way to Seattle and face King Felix on day one. Peguero. That's number 2 on the day for him, his 4th of the year, and the Mariners are up 7-0.
Peguero was a bad matchup for Shields, kind of a low ball hitter. Shields trying to keep the ball down in the zone. That's his power zone.
Justin Smoke. That trade's looking better. That's his 9th. It's 8-0. That's the 4th Mariner home run of the game.
So they've certainly been sitting around waiting for Justin Smoke to come, giving up Cliff Lee, and there you see what he can potentially do.
King Felix, 8 Ks through 5. They are still going at Safeco Field, and the Mariners have an 8-1 lead over Tampa Bay. Only 5 hits for the Rays against King Felix, who now has 11 strikeouts, 2 walks in 7 innings. And there are Seattle guys, 12-4 in their last 16, and they are all over Tampa Bay here.
You know, I think the Mariners are good. It's all about the pitching. You saw them swinging some bats right now, but, you know, they've got the Rays, the White Sox, the Tigers, Angels, and the Phillies coming up next. So the road does not get any easier for them.
Rangers and Indians were in Cleveland, Progressive Field. Dave Bush, spot start for Matt Harrison, bottom 2. 1-0 Tribe, Orlando Cabrera. Elvis Andrews. Oh, was that it? Now, Barry, we have shortstop miscues in the highlight. How did that happen?
You know, I don't know how that happened. I think it was like, you know, twilight right there. Maybe he just didn't get a, you know, he didn't get a good jump on that ball right there. Something happened. It wasn't his fault.
Paperwork snafu or something. Carlos Carrasco getting the pitches up here, and it's leading into trouble. Endy Chavez, little liner after a walk, 2-on, 2-out. Andrews, and there's another one that gets up there. So it's 3-2 now. And next up, Doug, Josh Hamilton, and once again, Carrasco hangs one, and you don't want to do that against the reigning AL MVP.
Not at all. And, you know, he's getting the stroke slowly coming back, and once he gets hot, the Rangers get hot. So they're feeding off of Josh Hamilton right there.
So Carrasco's take to the early lead, lets it get away. It's 3-3. We're in the 6th now, 4-3 Texas. And now Carrasco's becoming unraveled. Chavez. Mitch Moreland scores. Endy Chavez with a triple, 5-3 Texas.
You just cannot be successful when you're throwing up in the zone. Now, if you're throwing 95 to 98, you can pitch up in the zone. But low 90s, high 80s, low 90s, you just cannot throw up in the zone and at that speed.
Carlos Santana, Russian, throws it past Carrasco, covering. Chavez breaks in from third. He's in, and boy, the Indians are throwing it all over the field here.
They had a lot of miscues. They really gave the Rangers a lot of runs, throwing the ball away. The cutoff man not sure what to react to. It just defensively, they just did not.
And you saw Chavez, he had no intention of coming home, so Santana didn't even really need to throw the ball.
No, he didn't, but he didn't know that. So the ball's behind him. He spins and throws it as fast as he can. And, you know, this is atypical of the Cleveland Indians so far this year. They have been making plays like that one right there. Well, didn't catch it, though.
Rafael Perez covers the bag, just misses the baseball. Hamilton, a safe run, comes in. Another Indians error, and the Rangers win it 7-4. Rangers bullpen combines to give 5 innings of 1 earned run baseball as the Rangers win for the 5th time in their last 6 games. The 6, 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Texas when they combined 8 for 14. Carlos Carrasco fails to record a single strikeout for the first time this year. Laporta homers for the Tribe, his 3rd in the last 5 games. Indians, though, have lost 6 of 9. They lose here 7-4. So here's the AL West, guys. This has been, so far in the last few weeks, a very intriguing division. Right now, keep in mind the Mariners are still going here. They are leading Tampa Bay. 4 teams separated by 4 games, with Texas atop the division at 31-26, 5 games over 500. So my question for you, Barry Larkin and Doug Landville, is this: will a team other than the Rangers or can a team other than the Rangers win the AL West?
So we're assuming that the Rangers are going to win the ALS. But listen, the Rangers have played well at home, 19-11 at home, but they're only 12-15 on the road. So they're not a team that plays well on the road. And 13 of their next 16 games is on the road. I'm sure there are all these different teams in the AL West that have flaws.
Yeah, well, I think it's a pitching division. A's strong, Mariners strong, but the Rangers can manufacture runs like no other team in that division. I mean, they can do they have all kind of weapons, and I think that's the difference maker. And when Hamilton gets hot, like he did last year in the summer, you know, they're going to